Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon your time zone. God bless you. My name is Pastor Yemi Omogboyega. Thanks for patronizing my channel. I want to talk on health matters again, and I will title these ones Vision Problems. Vision Problems. Or when your eyes are having issues. When your eyes are having issues. I just released a video which was also based on health talk, and that first video concentrated, the first two videos concentrated on prostate for men. Prostate for men. And I used my own experiences as far as prostate is concerned to narrate or to illustrate the fact that men must take good care of their prostate, and they must start early enough in life. This time around, I want to talk on eye problems. Let me also do it the way I did the first one. Those of you who are young, I wish you the best of luck in your old age, particularly from about 50 years till your dying day. I pray that your eyes or your visions shall be bright, strong, and all will be well with you all through your life. But let me tell you again, or let me counsel you, that if your eyes will be bright till your dying day, assuming you will live up to 90, 100 years. You remember Moses said, I am now 120 years old. My vision was not blurred. My vision was clear, and I have the strength of a youth in me. And so it means that Moses' eyes were bright. If you look at people like Daddy Adeboye today, you will wonder, at 80, is 83 now, going to at least 85 or so, going to 85, that he still reads the Bible without using a pair of glasses, unless he's using contact lenses. I don't know. I'm not alleging that either, because that's the easiest it can be. If someone is using contact lenses, you will not know, but you will see the person reading very well without hindrance. So, but let me believe that Adeboye's eyes or vision at his age is a brilliant set of eyes. such that he does not use any gadget like contact lenses and all that. So let me say it is possible for you to be even up to 120 years old, and yes, your vision is good. Then my late mother, died at the age of 92. Not until about a year to her dying day, her visions were still very okay. And she was going to, how do I know? She was going to church unaided and would come morning, evening, go to church and come back without missing her way. But about a year preceding her death, the vision became blurred, and that final year of her exit in this world, she started missing. She wasn't seeing well. Indeed, there was a time she went to church, and on her way back, she missed her way. And thank God for those who knew her with us, and they decided to bring her to our apartment. Thank God. Maybe we would have been searching for her. So my mother enjoyed her visions, clear visions, until about the age of 91. I wish you the same. I wish I myself could have that same opportunity to live as long as that and with bright eyes. Not all of us will have this grace. Not all of us will be this lucky. Not all of us will have our visions clear till our dying days. Why not? So many reasons. Too many reasons. Our state of health will determine how our organs, or our organs, state of our organs, the state of our organs, our heart, our liver, our kidney, in particular, liver, heart, kidney. Those three in particular, if they are in good state for as old as we may be, our visions will be bright and will last us for as long as they are they are functioning well. But alas, a lot happened to our lives that our vision might even start getting blurred as early in life as when these organs started having issues and many other things happening to us. So, if you want that prayer to avail you, that your eyes be bright till your dying day, at old age, very old age, take note. Certain things must be of paramount importance to you. That is number one. You must care for your sight from the very beginning of your life, especially from your early days. And this brings me down to one major thing that can actually make or unmake your sight. And this is the fact that your lifestyle, your lifestyle, your lifestyle goes a long way to determine whether your eyes will be bright when you are old. And I'm not a professional. Maybe at the end of this my talk on this same video, just like I did in the prostate one, I will bring you those who are experts. There are various recommendations that will help you if you can take them into consideration now, especially when you are young. And those of us who are 60 and above, congratulations. Even if by now you are having issues with your eyes, there is still hope for you. Take note. And I will drive this point home for you to convince you. And based on what I experienced, and I'm experiencing now at 68, going to 69 by the special grace of God, I believe that even if you had made mistakes in the past, provided you have not gone completely blind, there is still hope for your sight to recover. I tell you, okay, is it just that? Is it going to be by miracle? Or is it because, or what would you do to make your sight to live so long till your dying days undamaged? A few things. I know what will come to your mind first. Me being a pastor, is that you will say that I will say you should pray that God gives you a perfect health such that, your sight will be clear till your dying day. Good prayers. And I join you in praying that prayers. But more importantly, I will tell you the answer to that prayer is in what you do, your lifestyle. There are so many habits that destroy our sight or the organs of our body. You know that your eyes are one vital organ. Ordinarily, the last organ that usually endures till one's dying day is the hearing organ. Even when somebody is dying, at the point of death, every other organ of the body, the heart, the liver, the kidneys, name them, critical ones, will probably have packed up. But the last one that will go last is the sound organ. You will still be hearing unless you have hearing problems before. So one's eyes may have gone, every other body organ systems may have packed up, but the hearing organ goes last. So you may even be dying, and yet you'll still be hearing what is happening around you. Your visions may have gone. I've seen people who lost their sight as early as 20, 30 years before they died. I've seen such people. And I've seen people who had their eyes good and who lived up to 120 years. I used to be a papa in my town in those days. Even at about 110 years, he was still going to the farm. And for somebody to go into those our farms in those days, hilly, bushy, and not missing their ways, you know that such a person has good sight. So I don't know where you will belong, but you can help yourself to belong to those who will live long and have your sight intact and perfect and clear. If only you will take your lifestyle very seriously. What do I mean by this lifestyle? The kind of habits that you are practicing way back in your younger days, and the habits that you are still practicing now, and the habits that you will still continue to practice when you are old. And so it is that if you get it right, your sight may live as long as you live without having problems. However, if you are let me take some few things for instance. When you are young, maybe between the age of 1 and, can I be modest, 30, you are still growing. The entire organs of your body, they are not yet tired of working. You're still strong. Your eyes sharp. Your ears, your hearing, excellent. Every other organs of your body, every other thing that God has made with your system, they are functioning well because they are still young, agile. And your eating pattern could, if it is good, if you are eating something like balanced diet, you may not have issues at all. But by the time you are 40, you need to constantly check. Go for medical checkups to know the state of your health. This way, let it be, say, annually, if you are dedicated to this. You check your medical state every year, once every year, comprehensive medical checkup, or could we call it routine medical checkup? Make it a routine. Don't wait until you manifest any form of ailment before you start attending routinely to your state of health. This way, you'll be able to detect early enough whatever is coming. Because your prostate, your liver, your kidney, your vision, your heart, if you attend to them and you follow good medical advice, you might not have issues, even up to 50. But by the time you are 50, no matter how excellent your health is, or maybe, there is the likelihood that you'll begin to manifest some things. Maybe your eyes may be getting dim. Then this time around, maybe you'll start wearing glasses, pair of glasses and all that. Maybe you have developed BP that needed to be managed continuously. If it is detected early, before you suddenly have a stroke, God forbid. You know that stroke is like 80-50, 80-20 as far as recovery is concerned from stroke. Some people are lucky to get into stroke and they recover, but they will be like just 20% of those to whom it happened. Some will be paralyzed till their dying day. That will not be your portion, that will not be my portion. But if it will not be, the way we manage our health will determine. Like I said, by the time you are 40 and above and you know the state of all these things, you begin to apply the appropriate remedies that will help you. That's why there is hope for you. Even if you are 70, there's hope for you. Even if you are 80 still, there's hope for you. It is true that your body is getting weaker and weaker, but you can aid your body. There are things available that you can use to aid your body such that you slow down your aging and you suffer less from all sorts of age-related problems. So, checking your medical state all the time is very important. 2, the type of food that you eat. Like I said, from age 0 to age 30, I can call it freelance age. You can eat what you like. May not impact negatively so much on you. But by the time you are going to 40 and above, you must start taking seriously. But if you are lucky, like the young girl I gave the example of that I know so well about, that I met about the age of 16, 17 or so, but less than 18, that is so choosy as far as diet is concerned. The girl I'm talking about, even at that age, does not go for junk foods. Take her to an eatery, she will not partake in all the stuff that you are eating there. The chickens, the meat pies, the whatever, the pizzas of this world. She will not drink your Coke, anything soda. She will not drink them. And she goes for natural food. So somebody like that, interestingly, just about early last week or so, I conducted a medical checkup on her. My God. And she's now about 23 or so, maybe 23, 24. Her medical report was excellent. So somebody like that, if she maintains that, and she has given birth to, and all was just well with her. If you are that type of person, and you maintain that kind of thing, you may not have problems. So, it all depends upon your lifestyle. Now, what are the kinds of vision problems you can have? Like I said, I'm not a professional. I've had my own shares of what I could call the errors. And I'm also having my own share of the remedies, albeit expensive, but possible, doable, achievable. Thank God for that. So, even at my age now, I'm able to manage my medical state to the best of my ability, leaving the rest in the hands of God. I've had my own taste. I'll still share part of it, especially as far as your vision is concerned. Now, the types of problems you can have with your eyes is blurry eyes, that is, you can't see well. To be as if you pour oil on your eyes, on your retina, and you cannot. Or it will be as if you are inside the rain, or as if you pour water on your head and the water is running down, and then makes your vision unclear. Then there is the one that you call cataract. There is the one that is called glaucoma. There is another one called myopia. Just that I knew about it as a result of my research. Glaucoma had to do with having excessive sugar. It's just like having diabetes. If you are the type that consumes sugar so much, sugar-based food so much, especially synthetic sugar or these artificial sugary things. Interestingly, I'm told also, you can Google it, find out the implications of eating too much honey. Apart from the Bible says that too much honey will make you to vomit. I want to also tell you that honey is good for your system because it's nature's gift for mankind. And it does a lot of things. It's an antibiotic on its own. For instance, if you have let me give this as an example. There was somebody who was stabbed in the stomach during a fight and was rushed to the hospital, and a very big one. Thank God that the intestine was not pierced, but the outer flesh deep into the tummy was severely injured and wide. He was rushed to the hospital. The hospitals took their part. They did everything to stitch and now treating the wound, expecting the wound to get healed. All of a sudden, the stitches were kind of loosened and the tummy kind of busted open again. So worrisome. And indeed, the odor coming out of the hole, of the big hole, was terrible. And what did the hospital recommend? They described to the parents where to get original oil original honey, and that he should be pouring that honey into that hole, that deep hole. To God be the glory. Within a week or so, the wound got healed. So that's how powerful and helpful it's an antibiotics. I also noticed somebody who had, we could not explain it, a kind of boil in a very intricate part of her body, just swollen. And of course, one was suspecting whether it was going to be cancerous or something. And the person just applied honey to it overnight. The thing disappeared. It's still, like, to me, it's a miracle. To tomorrow, that's the power of honey. But good as honey is, the difference between our refined sugar and honey is that for our organs, it is easier for the system to absorb honey if it is taken moderately than to absorb our refined sugar. The system can easily absorb it. But when it is too much too, I want to tell you, the net negative effect that honey has, go and Google it. Just Google it and see the negative effects of eating too much honey. The difference between our refined sugar and honey is the margin is just about 1.0. So as much as is possible, even though the body can absorb sugar through honey easily or easier than the refined sugar, the negative effect of it on your health. Of course, honey does a lot of therapeutic things, as I said, but it should not be taken in excess. Otherwise, the side effect might be compared to that of taking the refined sugar, and it can be disastrous, especially if you are a potential diabetes person. So that's it. So then, talking of cataract, that one is common everywhere. Myopia. I read the story of one traffic warder in Lagos. He said, while on duty, not even traffic warder, a LASTMA official in Lagos. Is it a LASTMA or? I think it's a traffic warder, yeah. We should call it yellow fever. He was on his beat in the middle of the road, and he said all of a sudden he started, seeing things far away. Everything was far away from him. And in the process, it started like that. And eventually, started losing his sight, losing his vision and all that, until he got blind. A young man, even unmarried, then there's nothing that the organization didn't do to help him to recover his sight. That's the nature of myopia. You can Google the rest, the type of eye diseases that are available. So you need to work to investigate, to know the kind of things that could happen to your eyes. So, if you are the type that is consuming sugar so much and you got to a stage that diabetes setting and all that, all sorts of things, and these things work in unison. Whatever affects your heart, kidney, and liver may end up leading you to blindness, depending on what it manifested on you. That is why they have been talking about us, the lifestyle, the type of food you eat. If you are the type that is eating junk food all the time, or you're an alcoholic, and your social life too, like going into excessive sexual escapades, or you're not the type that is exercising your body. That I'm talking to you here. The best exercise I do is a lot of work that I do here and there. But in the real game of, running, jumping, doing all that, I'm so lazy at doing that. But I work myself till I got exhausted. The best exercise I do, and which is not as regular as it should be, is walking, which I've been told now is the best form of exercise. Walk like 1 kilometer and back, to and fro. Your system will rejuvenate. That's the only one that is easiest for me. There are other exercises, but even Bible confirms that bodily exercise profited little. But that little, please be disciplined and take it. It may also help to prevent your eyes from being blurred. Because as you are exercising, you are burning excessive sugar, you are taking in fresh air, the more, then your circulatory system and so on and so forth, the blood vessels in your eyes are receiving inadequate oxygen as well as blood supply. So before I go professional, let me just leave that to the professionals. Like I said, I may be giving you a professional, I may allow a professional to address this issue in a professional way. And I hope you will listen to it till the end so that it will profit and do whatever you're asked to do as far as your eyes are concerned. Now, my story. As far as my vision is concerned, my sight, my eyes, the state of my eyes. It was, this is 2025, it was about 2020. Yeah, 2020. That's about the age of 63 or so that I was then. That I first experienced noticeable sight problem. And the symptom, I just noticed that one of my eyes was going dim. And not long after, gradually, it got to a point that no matter how brilliant the light may be, I will not see it anymore. Then I got worried. I didn't know the nature of what was happening, and I was never too far from my doctors. So I went to a specialist, private clinic, eye clinic. But prior to that, I started using my pair of glasses at about the age of 40, about the age of 46 also. About the same year that I started using, I was placed on hypertensive medication. I haven't detected that I was becoming hypertensive. So, I can now see how even BP is also associated with one's vision. So, the battle started. I was going to various hospitals. Even when I visited my doctor, optician sometimes, she said, what could have happened to her? Because I usually go there annually to check the state of my pair of glasses. And this time around, it was not a matter of, not a matter of all my pair of glasses, all the lenses, they got failed. I could see nothing, especially with one of the eyes. But I was being given some prescriptions here and there. I was taking them, all to no avail. I was now wondering what could have been the cause of this. If your kidney, your heart, your liver have problems, they may produce bad eyesight for you. They may damage your eyes. That's why you need to take care. You need to take good care of them by going for medical checkups as often as possible. Especially when you are 40 and above, it should be especially compulsorily annually. You should go for diagnosis. You should go for routine checks, laboratory tests. Let them check your heart, let them check your kidney, let them check even your prostate as a man, and you as a woman. Of course, fibroid is yours, so you need to detect it early so that probably you can remove it, or whatever medication can solve it for you. You start administering early, but under professional care, qualified professional care, medical care. So, after that, this thing was going bad, and I had to. Eventually, it landed me in another private hospital managed by specialists from India, retinal specialists from India. When they scanned both eyes, the report was open inverted comma now, blurry, scary, that is frightening. When they brought the report to me, I said, what could have been the cause? They said many things: lifestyle, age related, Could be hereditary, that maybe we, in the family setting, we have the history of that nature and so many things. Okay, what could we do? Precisely, there is no one solution, but they boiled it down to you take injections. And I took altogether, I took about 8 injections on both eyes. Thank God it got stabilized. I started seeing little by little. And today, I could see better, but not at the level that it was at the beginning. So progressively, there is improvement. Over 5 years, I was 5 years into that journey now. But I thank God it is no longer on the downside, not on the part of hopelessness, but hopefulness. Today, I thank God I can walk freely. I might not be able to drive yet, but I can see people around me, I can see objects around me, I can see. And thank God also, the good report is that by the time I went back to my other, because I have 3 of them, optician. Even this place I was being treated, at a point they said you can go back to using your pair of glasses. And I found that they started working. Previously, no matter the prescription, didn't make any meaning. But now, the eyes are responding to the treatment. So that's why I say to those of you who are even over 60 and even above, if you still begin to apply the right recommendations by your doctors, your eyesight can recover. Over maybe a prolonged time, but surely you can recover. Just a moment, please. So it is not a story of woe. Now, the journeys, I must admit. That's why I tell those of you who are young, do things, especially your lifestyle, that would not damage your vision early in life. Eat well, live well, moderation in everything. Check your medical state all the time and actively promote whatever will help your sight. Then, examining my own situation, I think I mentioned a few of these during the previous video. One of the things that I know is that I didn't have the history, my family didn't have the history of, I just told you that my mother lived up to 92 years and, excuse me, her eyes were not blurred until just about a year for her to go. That's an achievement. Then, I discovered that, okay, it's not hereditary for me. Even my father died at 89. He was still seeing very well. So I didn't have that history. Then, eventually, I narrowed down to lifestyle. I knew that I was an ardent soda drinker. Soda, that is Coke. All these soft drinks. I drank them a lot. And taking in such magnitude of sugar all the time. Thank God I was able to burn substantial part of them due to hard work and all that, but the residue may have contributed to it. 2, I drink a lot of tea. Of course, I couldn't have been drinking them without sugar. You can see the volume of sugar rising. Then, of course, the natural food that we are eating here and there. You know, Yoruba people, when you cook soup, a lot of palm oil or ororo, whatever the nature. Or maybe even the nature of Yoruba soup. You know, we like egusi a lot. It was much later that I got to understand that egusi is one of those sweet to taste, but it's pro cholesterol. Then, eating late into the night, one could not even have helped that while in Lagos, where at 10 p.m. you are still on the way, and you get home, you still eat, and you finish eating 10 minutes to 30 minutes on your bed. So, through that too, a lot of sugar, and the nature of food that we are eating, either yam-based, a lot. So I discovered that when you put all these things together, they are injurious to health. You know, while I was in the office too, of course, early in the morning we take meat pie, we take chicken pie, we take. So, when you are young, your system may absorb them, but when you are getting old, you may pay the price for them. I believe these are the major sources, and it got to a point when I was a farmer, you know, produce watermelon, I produce cucumber, I produce what is it? Of course, we have maize, we have cassava, you know, all these kind of things. So the accumulation of all this increased the level of my sugar. Thank God I wasn't diabetic, but I was pre-diabetic as at the time the tests were conducted. And BP patient who becomes diabetic or even pre-diabetic, you know, all these things can lead to blurry vision. We need to find out. Anytime you begin to experience sight problems, please pray to your God. Maybe you go to your church, pray to your God, and the prayer you will pray is not the kind of miracle that people are expecting. Even if the miracle is happening in your system and you are still not living right, it will not manifest. Pray to God for direction on what to do that will help you to get out of the problem. Seek medical advice. I beg you, not spiritual advice. Be true to yourself. Number two, never think that it is the enemy somewhere that is helping you. You are most likely to be the enemy of yourself through the lifestyle that you have chosen. Alcoholic. I told you, the food that you are taking when you are young that your system could absorb become an enemy to your system when you are growing old. 3, go to the school of medicine, let me put it that way, that is medical line. Listen to a lot of lectures on the nature of what is happening to you. Thank God for the YouTube of this world. There are a lot of honest medical advice by professionals who are highly experienced in whatever is worrying you. You have to consult such as much as possible, and do not be far from your doctor. Then check your lifestyle. Now, after I went through all this, one thing that I noticed was that I started working on my lifestyle. I stopped taking the sodas of this world. I reduced the intake of my beloved tea. Previously, I could drink like 4, 5, of up to 6 cups of tea every day, and all of them will having sugar or honey in them. But I reduced it gradually to 2, and today I reduced it to maybe once in a while. The milk in tea and all that, I reduced them. Then I started avoiding eating staple foods like rice, which is high in sugar, yams or yam-based food, high in sugar. What are the other ones? All these are local foods that are rich in sugar. Then I started seeking alternatives. For yam, I substituted it for water yam. Or there's one yam called olo in my place, yellow yam, that has been found to have, if at all it has any sugar, it's in the insignificant portion. So if I want to eat yams today, I eat those ones. Then, of course, I increase my intake of proteinous food, like beans in particular. Started eating a lot of beans, preferably not, white one. When I say white one, I mean it's not made into porridge or something. Just boil the beans very well, and then add little stew to it. Then I reduced the intake of oily foods. Then, once in a while, I fast. Fasting goes a long way to help you also, to reduce our sugar. So, my fasting is not like the one you call the dry fast. No. During my fasting, I drink a lot of water, and it helps to flush my system. Then, I never got far away from the hospital, the specialist hospitals. Up to today, I still go on. I've not been fully discharged. I still go on appointment here and there as the doctor prescribed. Then, I made sure that I do the little exercise I could to profit my body. Then, junk foods sold in the eateries, I became less of a customer to eating out than to eating inside my house, eating what is profitable to my health. Then, I was going for laboratory tests. Take your health into your own hands, healthcare into your own hands. It's not, the doctors are trying, both herbal and orthodox, but they don't have the answer, complete answer. The best answer you will get is going to come from you, your dedication to research. And thank God, a lot of professionals, medical professionals are out there to help us out, and at no huge cost. Excuse me, sorry. I have to. One moment, please. That's the problem with us. Power failure everywhere. So we have to improvise. That's why you see the background of my video. My videos may not be that perfect because I just have to make do with what I have. Now I have to be struggling with the light. So this is an improvised light. But whatever it is, what must be done has to be done. So then I wasn't far from excuse me, from, wow, just a moment, please. Let me get this thing right. Yeah, apologies for the disruption. It's one of those things. So now I drank a lot of water, alkaline water in particular. Alkaline water. Alkaline water is being sold these days. Thank God it's coming out. For adults, you may not need too much of it, but when I say adults, yes, the large intestine, we're told, needed more of acidic water, but the small intestine needs more of alkaline. It is for you to know how to balance it. I think 5-liter gallon of alkaline water now sells for between 3,000 to 5,000. they open shops here and there where the alkaline machines are. And again, where alkaline water is not available, I'm never too far from nature that produces alkaline, like the lemons of this world. Not lemonade, though. Lemonade is as good as soda. When I say as good in quote, it's harmful to your system. It's like when you drinking Coke, all of them are sugar-based, heavily sugar-based. So I mean natural lemon. I don't want to give this prescription because I don't know what your own system can take. So, because we need to detoxify our system also. Then detoxification. Green teas all over the place. The ones for eyes, the ones for prostate, the ones for even malaria, the ones for typhoid. There are all sorts of green teas. They are all available in the market. I substituted these ones for the Lipton or coffee or whatever. I drink more of nature, that is green teas, than I used to do. And so on. Then I made sure I sleep well. Then, of course, I reduce my major physical activities like going to the farm as often as possible. But this time around, I reduced that also. They all go a long way to help. I relax a lot. I enjoy good music, whatever the genre is, gospel, juju, and so on and so forth. Any music I love, I enjoy, I listen to. They help to build me. Then, of course, above all, moving closer and closer to my God, who is our greatest healer. He made all these natural things for our health to be perfect. When Moses said he was 120 and his eyes were not blood, I said, wow. Moses was living in state of nature. I increased my intake of vegetables, fruits of all sorts. Then one thing that I also noticed as part of my prescriptions was that detoxification for people 60 and above, very essential. I detoxify my system twice a week, Sundays and Thursdays. I have medications for that. Detoxification, getting rid of the toxins in our system. In fact, they are the ones that are causing damage. The scary report that I got about my eyes was that there are a lot of deposits inside my retina. A lot of deposits. Indeed, there was a kind of the liquid that you could see visibly in my eyes, inside my black spots in these eyes, was the one that is causing the blurry. It has dried up now, after all the treatments. But the scars is what made it almost impossible for me to read things now. But I can see better. I'm no longer in the dark. When I was leaving for the hospital 5 years ago, I could not see a distance of one pole. But today I can see even the skies, though not very bright yet. I'm on a journey to recovery, and I'm recovering, and I know by God's special grace. I told you, one of the things, the worst thing that can ever happen to you is to conclude that some enemy somewhere are doing you. Your age is doing you. You are doing yourself by your habits, unnatural habits that is taking their tolls on the organs, essential organs of your body. Your liver, for instance, if you are eating oily things all the time and all these fatty inducing things, you may have liver fat, excessive liver, which is called bad fat. A measure of fat is good for all parts of our system because they protect the organs. But when it is too much, the organs cease to start to work well and can lead to anything. So, these are the journeys and more that I have made, I am making now, and will continue as my research goes on to make, instead of me concluding that one witch or wizard is somewhere trying to make me go blind. That's not me. It's the fundamental errors Africans made. When you have issues, instead of addressing them, you conclude there and then that it is somebody. If somebody is doing it that has no job of his own, oh, I'm a Christian, I'm a pastor, I hand such people over to God, or such powers, or such spirits. But I will examine myself, which I have done. I will examine the lifestyle, I will examine everything about me and take measures to correct what are obviously errors on my part. The idea of taking smoothies, maybe for young people may not have serious effect, but for adults, smoothies are not good. Take one fruit at a time, take another at another, but mixing them up as I used to do, because people want, you see, we don't have, many of these things are not compatible. So when you blend what you should not blend together, it may have adverse effects also. Life is so complex. Look at, we are talking about blurry vision. Look at how long it has taken us, and we cannot exhaust it. But let us go into the world of research as to what will improve our eyes, and let us take to them. Let's start taking to them as early in life as possible. Reverse the irreversible things you are doing wrong. Begin to right them. Stop sinning against yourself. It is not because you sinned against God that you have a problem. You sinned against yourself. Just as I did too. Too much of sugar, too much of pounded yam, too much of, So let what we will do be health related, health friendly. I will be glad that we did. Now, before concluding this video, I'm going to play an audio version of a professional doctor's advice on how to take care of your sight or eyes so that they can last you to your old age. Avoid self-medication. If you are taking your treatment, let it be from qualified orthodox medical doctors or qualified herbal medical doctors. Herbs are working, and there are reputable organizations that have produced wonderful remedies for all ailments. Let me tell you, orthodox medicine has not completely, in fact, to me, orthodox medicine has achieved just about 30% of the successes I received on this recovery path for my eyes. 70% of the recovery came from herbal medication. The only disadvantage of herbal medication is they are very expensive. They're extremely expensive, but they work. They work. I can attest to that. They do what? They work. If you got the right type. Invest in your health by not eating junks. Invest in your health by eating what is good for your health. Invest in your health by making sure that you are not an illiterate as far as medical knowledge is concerned. Listen to a lot of health talks. There are too many and free of charge for you on your YouTube channels, on the various YouTube, WhatsApp. People exchange vital information on health through WhatsApp, through Instagram, through Telegram, through all the social media. Take advantage of them. Instead of you listening to pornographic music or watching pornographic films or, watching just gospel films, ordinary films that are not helping you, or fictions, or films, reading fiction books or watching fiction film videos that are unprofitable. Spend such time, or major part of such time, researching into how your health can be in the best state. Don't be lazy. In your realization hour, open your YouTube. Many topics. Whatever experience you have, is it eye problem? Google eye problems. Go to Google solution to eye problems. Go to YouTube solution to eye problems. They will pop up and you will get what you want. So, my people perish from lack of knowledge. This is the knowledge from those who have experienced what they are talking about. I have experienced prostate. Thank God I've been able to bring it down from 8.4 down to 5.012, from red to amber. I'm on my way to green. The vision thing we are talking about here, I told you before, technically, I was blind. But today, as the Lord lives, and a lot of research, I'm not deceiving myself, not holding anybody anywhere responsible for what, for my own mistakes or for, definitely what our systems can absorb when we are young, cannot. So old age is a different world entirely. Age 60 and above is called the 6th zone, but it may not be for you if early in life you started living right. Not living right, choosing bad lifestyle, especially feeding habit, is like marrying an incompatible wife. That wife will trouble you. If you don't eat right, even from your youth, you will suffer the same agonies that somebody who marries an incompatible partner experiences. Let that not be your portion. I've not spoken to you as a professional. I've spoken to you as somebody who has been to the battlefield in terms of prostate, in terms of health, in terms of vision, and who has won. Don't let any situation frustrate you to say that's the end of it. Now, on this, the Orthodox hospitals are there for us to go to, but on the herbal one, if you want to have good grip of the ones that I have used that have worked for me, these things are not customized to one person. No, they are universally useful to everybody who cares. If you wouldn't mind to spend the money, if you'll be disciplined to follow the instructions, these things work. There are many of them. You need to be aware of exploiters too. Even though they work, I know that Nigerian factor is seriously there. They exploit you. Something they will sell for 5 naira, they will sell it for you for 50 naira. They don't mind if you die. They don't mind if you die. So you need to know where you are getting your things from. Many of these are herbal marketers, herbal medicine marketers are the ones actually killing the people, because the middlemen amongst them, they are exploiting the people to their bone marrows, to the point that those who would have lived because they can afford to buy those things cannot. They didn't live because of the greedy for gain, or the greed for gain of marketers. So, beware of them. You may wish to consult me. I will let you know what to do, and I can guide you. It's so sad that you waste so much money where you should be able to take care of yourself. Many of you can afford these treatments, but these people made it unaffordable. Wicked people. And many of them they carry big Bibles, and they call themselves ministers of God. And they pray, even when they sell to you, even at those exorbitant prices, they pray to you as if they love you. They have finished you. Don't fall a victim. There are too many out there. Human nature, we are too wicked. No wonder. Genesis 6:3 says, the heart of man is evil. I can no longer put up with them. And the world was wiped out. In spite of the world being wiped out, we are even worse than the period of Noah today. Pastors, the Church of God, you'll be exploited there. You go to the Orthodox medication, you're exploited there. You go to herbal medication, you're exploited there. Where is the love? That's the question. Because of our bellies, as many people that have died, who can afford to treat themselves and live longer, who have died because of people's greed, the blood of those people are upon these greedy people. They will account for it. at the end of the day, they may seem to be winning now, feeding fat on people's handicaps, allowing people to die before their time. But we'll all leave this place, and everybody will receive their certificate or their reward at the end of the day. If you are among those who are exploiting people, fear God. Don't let people die before their time. Little gain is okay. Little consistent gain is okay. But big gains, costing lives, making the people unable to take good care of themselves, is bad enough. It's even worse when you sell fake products. Human beings, let us help one another. Let Christ's teachings on love, Matthew 22, 37 to 39. Thou shalt love your God with the whole of your heart and might. And the second one that is like it is, thou shalt love your neighbor as yourself. Stop killing your neighbors because you want to make heavy gains. Let what you do the preaching that you are a child of God, a true child of God for that matter. Let us check our ways. These monies that we are gathering, this wealth that we are gathering, we are not going to take anything away. But we are allowing lives to be wasted. This is not God's plan for us. This is not God's will for us. Help somebody who is sick to recover instead of dying early. And those of you also who think that, okay, I'm praying. Age or aging does not know prayers. Just pray for direction, for you to know where to go to the rightful place, where your solution will be. Matthew 7:7, ask. Use your mouth to ask. Then go ahead, seek. Find the place where your solution is. And then when you get there, pay for their drugs or for whatever will help you. Pay. God bless you. Please, you may go ahead now and watch and listen to I am not in the habit of using people's video, but I only recorded the audio. Listen to it very well. It will profit you. The name of the doctor, the medical doctor, is there. You listen to it very well. I hereby acknowledge that person here. Follow everything that she asks you to do, he or she asks you to do, and it will profit you. There is solution. No sickness is without remedy. None. Seek for that remedy. Pay the price, and you'll be glad you did. God bless you. My name once again is Pastor Yemi Omugoyega. Above all, share our videos, subscribe to this channel, like our videos, press the notification button so that you get to know when we upload new videos. Your comments are important. My phone number is 080 344 65225. I prefer that you call We can make our discussion as brief, then we can be chatting thereafter. Or you chat, I might not see it on time. So if it is delayed, just endeavor to call to follow up. God bless you. Go ahead and listen, and your comments are welcome. And then if you have testimonies, let me know so that it could profit others too. Life is complex, so may God help us all to navigate life successfully and fulfill our destinies. In Yahushua's name, amen. Bye for now.